Well, hey, good evening to you. We are going through the Book of Enoch, verse by verse, because the Book of Enoch is a great example of what it'll be like in the days of Noah. And Jesus told us that the end times will be like the days of Noah, and Enoch was there. And I think it's incredibly important to go through this book, not just for that reason, but Jesus references Enoch. The book of Jude quotes Enoch and literally says, according to the prophet Enoch, and then quotes this book. I think it's important that we go through it. And whether you think we should or not, that's up to you. I guess keep watching or not. But in the end, I am not saying that Enoch belongs in the Bible, and I'm not saying it doesn't. What I am saying is it is of extreme interest to me. So I'm going through it verse by verse, and apparently it is to many of you as well. And where we've hit is that place in Enoch where he has been taken up by 7 angels to see the heavenly realm. And we've seen so many different things, and it's unlocked lots of mysteries of explanation as well. And there's this moment in time where Enoch has seen 7 mountains, and these are the 7 mountains of wickedness. And we're going to talk about them. We did a few episodes on that back when we were on those chapters. But we're going to talk about them a little more today because he sees 7 other mountains, and these are 7 good mountains, and these represent something that is a very, very deep value to us. So we're going to pick it up in Enoch chapter 24, verse 1. And from thence I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other. And the stones thereof were magnificent and beautiful, magnificent as a whole, of glorious appearance and fair exterior. 3 towards the east, one founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, one upon the other. And deep rough ravines, no one of which joined with any other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and fragrant trees encircling the throne. And amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever, and its fruit is beautiful, and fruit resembling the dates of a palm. When I said, how beautiful is this tree, and fragrant its leaves, and fair its blooms were delightful in appearance, and answered Michael, one of the holy and honored angels who was with me, and was their leader. All right, I'm going to pause there because what we're seeing here is we're seeing these 7 mountains, and the center mountain being the throne of God. Now, what we're seeing is these 7 mountains represent 7 angels, and the center one being Michael, and the throne therein represents the throne of God. So we're going to kind of jump around because I want to remind you that when you look at these 7 mountains, it's very important we begin to understand, well, what are the 7 mountains? Because 7 mountains are referenced in the Bible, and we're only going to cross-reference with the Bible or the Book of Enoch. So I want to kind of go back to those 7 mountains of wickedness just for a moment. They're in chapter 18, starting verse 9. And I saw flaming fire, and beyond these mountains is a region of the end of the great earth. There the heavens were completed, and I saw a deep abyss, which columns of heavenly fire, and among them I saw columns of fire fall, which were beyond measure, alike towards the height and towards the depth. And beyond that abyss I saw a place which had no firmament of heaven above, and no firmly founded earth beneath. There was no water upon it, and no birds, but it was a waste and horrible place. And I saw there 7 stars like great burning mountains. And to me, when I inquired regarding them, the angel said, this place is the end of heaven and earth. This has become a prison of the stars of the hosts of heaven. When the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandments of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, but they did not come forth at their appointed times. So just for clarity, what we're looking at is we're looking at 7 principalities of wickedness here. So if we cross-reference this with Revelation 17, where they're speaking about the beast, in verse 9 it says, here's the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. So when you talk about the beast, the 7 heads are the 7 principalities of wickedness, the center one being Satan. Now, as we talk about these 7 mountains of righteousness, these are the 7 angels, the center one being Michael. And if we look in what Michael's role is, because as we've looked at different things so far, the thing that the angel is in charge of is the one who explains what that thing is. So this is what Michael is in charge of. If we go back to Enoch chapter 20, starting verse 5, Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. So Michael is over the best part of mankind. He's over those righteous, those who he guards over, those who are of Jesus Christ, the Israelites, the righteous ones, the disciples. This is who Michael is in charge over. So if we go back to what it is he had to say to Enoch about the center mountain, it says this in 25, and he said unto me, Enoch, why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of the tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, This high mountain which thou hast seen, whose summit is like the throne of God, is his throne, where his holy great one, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he comes down to visit the earth with goodness. So we're going to get into the tree in the next episode, but ultimately what he's saying here is that this mountain, this is the mountain when God comes down to earth. This is where he sits. So Michael, who is in charge of these things, actually is in charge of the throne. When God comes down to the earth, Michael is there with him at that throne. Michael is over the righteous one. God comes down to the righteous. His eyes go to and fro throughout the entire earth, looking for those of us who are righteous, according to the word of God. And this is where he does it from. Daniel 12:1 tells us, At that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one who is found written in the book. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the prince, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. So Michael is over these things. He is the protector of the righteous. He is that angel who is over the throne of God as God comes down here to earth. It's really kind of a beautiful thing, and the more we can kind of understand, well, what is really going on with the righteous? Like, how do we make it through the end times? This is how.